All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. I have an unusual video today. I want to go through, there was an announcement that there is a new Bitcoin mining machine coming out, and there's a certain Bitcoin miner that is going to buy it. So what I want to do is go through this story and give you the information that has been presented. Okay, so a press release came out this afternoon after the close of the market. NuMiner announces next generation NM440 Bitcoin miners and NuMiner global launch. So they are simultaneously launching the existence of their business, which is NuMiner Global, as well as the existence of their what they're calling next generation NM440 Bitcoin mining machine. So I want to go through what the specifications of this machine are. And I will tell you, again, I'm not saying this isn't true. I'm going to give you their side of the story. You guys can decide for yourself. I'm having a hard time believing it because this machine basically completely changes the entire Bitcoin mining equation. The NM440 establishes a new industry standard as fastest, most energy efficient Bitcoin miner. So the hash rate is 440 terahash per second. So the biggest machine that I am aware of right now is 140 terahash per second. So this is 440 terahash per second. So this is obviously substantially larger. However, I think if you break down the cost per terahash, it's fairly similar in price. So I guess there's not much of a difference. You know, it's the difference between buying one machine or four machines that all add up to the same if the cost per terahash is the same. So then they say power efficiency ratio of 20.2 joules per terahash represents a 75% reduction in energy consumption compared to the average Bitcoin miner. So this is the part that's game changing. And we'll go on and read a couple of other things. But essentially, if this is 75% more efficient than existing miners, it will basically make every single miner in existence, every single ASIC that's currently out there will become obsolete. And this will be the only miner. You know, of course, unless somebody comes along and makes something even better than this. My skepticism comes from the fact that this is a monstrous leap in technology that's pretty much unprecedented. I also am curious as to why in this entire announcement, they never say that it's an ASIC miner. So my understanding is that Bitcoin is mined with ASIC miners. So it's just curious to me that they have a significant press release here, and it doesn't say that it's an ASIC miner. It says that it's proprietary and groundbreaking technology. So again, I'm sharing my skepticism with you guys, but I want to be clear. I'm not saying this is false. I'm just trying to understand what they're saying here and wrap my mind around the fact if this thing exists, to say it's a game changer would be an understatement. Okay, I'm going to skip this next part. I'll come back to this. I want to show you a few things that they're touting about this machine. Processing hash rate of greater than 3x the recently announced leading miner yet to be delivered. Okay, so we know it's 440 terahash, and that is much bigger than anything else that's out there. So they then go on to say this is approximately 4.5x more profitable than currently available market-leading miners. So not the average miner out there, the market-leading miners. Then they say efficiently verifies transaction integrity on the digital public ledger. NuMiner's solution utilizes reconfigurable artificial intelligence chips to dynamically adjust the calculation target to maximize profits. I will be honest, I don't know what that means. So if you do me a favor, drop a comment in the comments section below, and if you can interpret that sentence, I would appreciate it, and I think probably most of our audience will appreciate it as well. Enhanced performance reliability due to advanced engineering, circuitry design, component selection, and the specialized materials used in manufacturing. This machine will reduce energy consumption by 75%. It's 4.5x more profitable than the next best machine on the market. So those two things together, I think everybody could agree. If this machine comes out and it is those two things, then all other Bitcoin mining machines are pretty much obsolete. I'll tell you more specifically why I say that. In 2024, we're going to have another halving. So at that point, the profitability equation is going to change dramatically. And if you have machines like this flooding the market, and you'll see how many machines they say they intend to put on the market, it's going to double or triple or quadruple the worldwide hash rate. If you're using one of the old machines and the worldwide hash rate has doubled or tripled, and we've done a halving, so you get half as many Bitcoins, And you've got to compete this with this machine that's 4.5x more profitable than you are. I don't think the regular machines will be profitable at all. It is likely if these machines become a significant part of the network, the regular machines will actually lose money mining Bitcoin. I am making an assumption there, so that is not an absolute fact, but you guys do the math. Even assuming the worldwide hash rate only doubles, after the halving, that's a double hash rate and half the reward. So that's 1/4. That's 1/4 the reward per machine versus right now. Okay, so here they kind of state their case. The NM440 is being processed in coordination with leading technology suppliers, including Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, which is a big company, Foxconn. Deliveries are expected to commence in the second quarter of 2022. So they've got some pretty big partners here. So they're saying their machines are being produced in coordination with some very big and reputable companies. Okay, so that's how they're making the machines. They then say the performance specifications of the NM440 have been independently validated by leading global testing company TUV Nord's Certified Lab BACnet testing laboratories. A summary of the capabilities of the NM440 is available at NuMiner.com. So they're saying this is how they're producing the machine. They're saying they've had it independently tested and verified that it is what they say it is. So they're saying that this is all true. And again, I'm not arguing that. I'm saying I'm having an awfully hard time believing that it's true. And if it is true, it is the biggest game changer in the history of Bitcoin mining. Now I want to talk about the deal they made to sell these. Okay, so actually I'm going to go to another press release that came out today. Also after the bell, basically simultaneously with the one we just looked at. Sphere3d to grow its Bitcoin mining capacity to 32 exahash through the purchase of 60,000 NuMiner NM440 BTC miners. Upon full deployment, Sphere3d will be one of the largest carbon-neutral Bitcoin miners in the world. Sphere3d enters into an agreement to acquire 60,000 next-generation NuMiner Bitcoin miners operating at 440 terahash for a total capacity of 26.4. They go on to say that's in addition to the 6 exahash that they will be running with the 60,000 Antminer SJ19 Pros. So there's your comparison right there. They're buying 60,000 of each of these. One of them is producing 6 exahash per second of mining, and the other one is producing 26.4 exahash of mining per second. Okay, now here's the terms of the deal. Total consideration for NuMiner machines includes approximately $400 million of Sphere3d capital stock, $29 million in cash, and a Sphere3d option to utilize up to $1.1 billion in vendor purchase financing, and up to $185 million of additional milestone payments as discussed below, for a total of $1.7 billion for 26.4 exahash. So if you do the math, you'll see the price is not that dissimilar to the other machines on the market. So that's not where the money's being saved. The money is being saved in the fact that, according to them, these machines have 4 times the processing speed and basically essentially use the same amount of energy. Okay, so the other thing I'm having trouble understanding is this deal that they've made with Sphere3d. It's a $1.7 billion deal, but only $29 million of it is in cash. If you had created a new Bitcoin mining machine and it was 4.5x more profitable than the next best Bitcoin mining machine in the world, why would you sell it to just one company? Why would you finance the whole deal and not get paid for them? Again, this is a $1.7 billion deal that includes $29 million in cash. So, as you all know, every single Bitcoin miner out there is lining up to find machines, and they're paying a similar price for machines like this. This company could have sold their first 60,000 machines in exchange for cash and gotten $1.7 billion in return. So I'm just not sure why they would take their first 60,000, which, by the way, is a substantial number of machines. I don't know what their production capacity is, but that is a very large number of machines. So they're getting almost no cash at all in exchange for their first 60,000 machines they're producing. So you can see why, to me, this is a confusing deal. It's difficult to imagine that somebody has made such a quantum leap in the efficiency of Bitcoin mining, and it's even more difficult to imagine that if they did, they would give their first 60,000 machines to one company and that they would extend credit for that company. I have looked at all of the publicly traded Bitcoin mining companies. I am not aware of any other Bitcoin mining company that has been extended credit of this nature from the vendor that sells them ASIC miners. Okay, so let's go through a few more of the details of this deal. And the first one that I'm going to start with is, not only are they buying 26.4 exahash of Bitcoin mining capacity, they have an option to buy another 26.4 exahash. So they expect the first 60,000 machines to be delivered between September of 2022 and February of 2023. So within a year, they expect to have all 26.4 exahash of those machines. And then they have a purchase option for another 26.4 exahash. So that would be 52 exahash plus the 6 exahash that they already have purchased of other machines. This is putting them close to 60 exahash. So this would make them by far, the biggest Bitcoin miner in the world. Based on current delivery schedules, the company will receive 12 pre-production NM440s for final evaluation and testing to completed on or before June 1st, 2022. So between now and June 1st, they're going to receive 12 machines. Upon the successful completion of the final evaluation and testing, deployment will consist of 1,000 miners in June of 2022 and approximately 10,000 NM440s per month from September of 2022 through February of 2023. And then here's where they say, under the terms of this agreement, the company is also granted an option to acquire an additional 26.4 exahash of production at the same commercial terms, as well as the exclusive right of first refusal on all future NuMiner products and software enhancements. So this is more than a sale. This is basically a marriage of these two companies. I'm not saying this is not true. All of this might happen just exactly the way that they have explained it. What I am saying is it's a very unusual set of circumstances. And I tend to look at this with the old motto, trust but verify. Meaning, I will wait and see that this happens, so you guys can decide for yourself. I think I've presented all the facts. I've gone through what they represent. They say that their machines are being produced with big partners. They say that they've already been tested at a lab and they do what they say they're going to do. They say that they reduce energy consumption by 75%. They say they increase profitability by 4.5x. That's the argument they put forth. I've given you their side of the story. All I'm saying is, my side is, I guess I will believe it when I see it. So please drop a comment below. What do you guys think? Does this story make sense? Is this going to happen? Is it going to happen on time? What potential snags are there in this deal? Let me know what you guys are thinking. I've given you my thoughts, and I guess I will process it. If I find anything new on this, I will let you know. I want to show you just one more thing. I did a little digging just to find out a little bit about this company, and it was very hard to find anything at all. So I finally did find their website. On their website, they had a link to their Twitter. Their Twitter has 2 tweets, and they were both done within the last 2 hours. So that is the entirety of their Twitter account. So again, it makes me a little nervous. You know, on Twitter, this company started existing 2 hours ago. Now, they did say they joined December of 2021, but you will see they've got 2 tweets here. Okay, this one now says 3 hours ago, and this one's 1 hour ago. So that's it. They do have a website, so to be fair, I want you guys to be able to look at their website. It's NuMiner.com, and you can peruse this and see what you think and see if this makes sense to you. So I've given you their website. I've given you their Twitter account. I think I went through both of those press releases in a fair way. So I will leave it up to you guys to decide. That's all I've got for you now on the NuMiner NM440 revolutionary new Bitcoin mining machine. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.